Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. I hope everybody is having an amazing Saturday. And thanks for tuning in. You guys know we're here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. So make sure you're following us on Facebook, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. And so you saw all the flyers going through. It's about different events that are going on. And we know that the Queen City Awards voting is underway. All the nominations were taken, the selections have been made. So we know JT is a nominee, TJ, and there's several others as you go through the list. You might recognize somebody you know. So make sure you vote. I think you have until October 27th, but you can vote once a day until that time. So make sure you go vote because these people put in a lot of hard work. And so they deserve these nominations and these awards. So kudos to them. But today we have for you Theo and Vicky of Hope for All of Charlotte. How are you two doing today?
We're
We're
doing
good. How you
great.
doing?
Thanks for having us.
Good, good. Finally got you on the show. I'm excited.
I know me too.
I'm gonna since it's your first time on the show, I like to give you an opportunity just to introduce yourself, to our lovely family, and then we'll jump in and see what Hope for All has got going on. Vicky, you want to start with you?
Hey, I am Vicky Rivera, originally from New York. I've been a transplant to Charlotte here since '06. I've been in healthcare for over 20 years. Very passionate about helping my community. Being that connector, being in the community, helping people. It just always has made me feel good. So I'm very passionate about that, being an activist for people who feel like they don't have a voice, for making sure that they're heard.
Absolutely, I love it. Well, welcome to the show, and Theo.
All right. So my name is Theo. Theo. I am the founder of O4 of Charlotte. I also event director for that as well. Also by trend, I am an Atrium employee. I am a clinical supervisor for Atrium. Kind of oversee a nursing operation, those type of things. But I'm very passionate about helping people. That's why you can see I work in healthcare. And on my off time, I go out there and give back to community. So that's really my passion. So yeah, community is what my passions are.
Okay. Well, I think you kind of, alluded to that. But one thing I like to ask people is, I mean, we see things going on, but sometimes we don't get involved. So, Theo, why did you want to develop this organization, Hope for All?
The reason why I developed this organization, as I mentioned earlier, is to fight or to combat health disparity, and health inequality. So basically, that's the reason. Basically, we are issues. When you work in a hospital sector like I do, I see a lot of stuff. A lot of people from the outside they don't really see that, and a lot of time we think probably third world country experiencing this, but in America also there is a many health disparity here. If we talk about homeless community, you can see there's a definite big health disparity, meaning that many of those people they are experiencing so many diseases such as diabetic, hypertension, and those number of things, and they cannot really get the help. Understanding probably the government trying to do the best we can. A lot of time, those people are being neglected, and some of the disease could be prevented, but nobody really addressing that need instead of getting worse. But on the other flip side of that, that will cost the taxpayer money because those people are going to come to the hospital, and now you have to give them aggressive treatment, and they do not have money, they do not probably having jobs. So meaning that our taxpayer, you, everybody included, going to pay that. But if we have a program in place, such as what we do, which will prevent these things from happening in the future, also more importantly, that will be saving the government as well as the taxpayer a lot of money in the future.
Awesome. Well, I do want to say thank you both for your service because I know the past 3 years has been a lot going on, and you guys have stayed in that health field and
Mhm.
stayed right there in the midst of everything. So, thank you absolutely for your service. And so, Vicky, do you feel the same way? Like, why did you decide you wanted to link up with Theo and be a part of this mission?
Well, for me, definitely, I always admired his compassion and he's always been very driven to help the community. So I think we both shared a lot of stories, like working in healthcare And for me, my biggest why is, I would see the same patients coming back, and I would see a lot of like the Spanish speaking, and it was just like they just didn't feel educated or they didn't feel heard. A
Mhm.
lot of the times, just getting an interpreter or, a lot of them, they say the right words, they say yes, okay. And then people think that they understand English, but they
Mhm.
really don't. They just know enough to get by. And then seeing them, when we go into the community and they have so many questions, and I'm like, well, why didn't you ask when you were in the hospital? And a lot of them were saying that they just felt, they felt afraid, they felt ashamed that they didn't know the language. And just trying to bridge that gap for me, that's like my why, because I have Spanish speaking family members who don't speak English that I have to advocate for them. And, having my grandparents, immigrate here, and my dad, and just making sure that they feel heard, because a lot of them don't feel like, especially if they're undocumented
Mhm.
or, just not speaking the language very well. So to me, that's more of my why, just trying to bridge that gap and making sure that they understand why they're on certain medicines, why they need to see a doctor every year, preventative. We're more about the preventative, making sure that they go to the doctor, trying to change the culture, because I think that a lot of the times, we just think like, oh, we feel okay. We don't need to see a doctor, because that's just like an added expense. A lot of them don't have insurance. A lot of them working under the books. They're paying, they're just working for cash. So just trying to make sure that preventative, piece is, taken care of. So that's more the why for me, and why I wanted to join this mission and join this organization with Theo, and why I was definitely on board for it, because that's the whole point of it, the preventative, his mission, and he's driven to do those things and to be very active in the community. So that's my why.
Hey, that's a pretty good why. I was just thinking about when you were talking about that. I was at a store yesterday, and these ladies were trying to, do a transaction, and the lady just couldn't. There was a communication gap, so they had to call somebody, from his register to come over and help with that. And so I can only imagine, you know, even when we're in the hospital, we don't know all these terms and we don't know, some of these answers. So for that gap to be there and people not to really understand, and I think that happens to a lot of people, whether you speak English or not.
English or not, yes. Just having it in terms that they can understand, because they start putting all these big terms and you're like, not sure. So you have to use language that, depending on the person, that they can understand, so that they can go home and they can take care of themselves. So I
Hmm.
think a lot of people are very intimidated. They see that lab coat come in. So just trying to, like, even in the healthcare settings, we try to tell patients, here's a little notepad here. Start writing down questions that you think you might have, because a lot of the times we get very nervous when we see doctors,
Right.
and we forget and we freeze, and then as soon as they leave, we're like, oh, I forgot to ask them this. Oh, I forgot, what is this going to make me do? And it's very common. you
Yeah.
know I think even for the normal person. So I can only imagine being here, from a different country, and this not being your first language, because
Right.
there's a lot of people that speak English, but it's not their first language. So sometimes certain terms might not come as easily to them, and just their comprehension is a little different. So you
Hmm.
want to make sure that they can understand like everything in layman terms, so that they can go home and follow the regimen that the doctor wants. So that's that piece, and you see so many, and United States, we're the melting pot. So we're seeing people from all types of countries, a lot of Vietnamese, we see a lot in the hospital, people, a lot of Asian. It's not just Spanish speaking or African origin. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other,
Yeah.
languages. So just trying to make sure that we can make them all feel comfortable, because, they're here to get help, and you just want to make sure that everyone has the same opportunities and the same,
That part.
yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. And I even see it, as my parents are aging, and I've talked to Theo a little bit about some of the things going on there. Even as you're aging, you don't you might hear the doctor's report, but then you forget when you get home,
Yeah.
and
And then
so
your
it's a
hearing's a
lot
little
that
off, like, you don't hear as well, because you're hearing, sometimes you don't see it, and then sometimes people are speaking to you, and then because they're nodding, but they're not really understanding. And then if they don't have family to really advocate for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Siblings or any children that live close by, just taking that extra time. And, it's really, it's sad. It's a little scary getting a little older, because our impairments it's happening. And then we get nervous when they start coming around, like, here, sign this. They're always like, yeah, sign this, sign on the other line.
Yeah.
And you're like, what am I signing? Or,
What is this exactly?
exactly.
And
But
that's something I like to have these conversations because I think these conversations are good for everybody. I think it will probably make somebody think next time, oh, they see somebody maybe having an issue, maybe they will stop and try to help, because it really takes all of us to be able to make that impact. Don't you think, Theo?
Oh yeah, definitely that will for everybody. As I mentioned earlier, overall we do a lot of those things. We not only do homeless services, but we also partner with churches, and we are partner with some of the senior community to provide some medication. If some of them they have the medication, they want us to go through the medications, make sure they put them to the right box, and make sure we check all the doses. The medications as they expires, we can move them to the boxes. So we do a lot of those things. So a lot of times that people think we are only focused on one pieces. But if you look at off, we are pretty much all the communities. So we are dealing with, we are partner church with Latino community. We are partner with African American community, African Asians, and Caucasians. So pretty much just we partner with so many community around here to provide that the service that you need because uh, health is equal pretty much money. So if your health is not where it need to be, you're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to do anything. So that's why health is important. That's the reason why we choose what we do here, basically to do many preventative. So that way people will be able to sustain their life for a long period of time to do the things that they do and to enjoy their family even more. So
Mhm. And that's a good thought, even too, with that, the medicines, because sometimes I think, because people forget, they're like, did I? Because I do this myself. I'll be like, did I take that pill already? And then, I might not take it and, just not knowing. So just, talking to people, teaching them about a system of how to take your medicine so you can be sure that you have taken it and you're staying on track, right?
A lot of them. That's definitely one of the things that, it's fulfilling, to see that we've sat down and when we go to churches and there'll be an elderly person that'll be like, I think I'm supposed to take this medicine. I'm not sure. And they'll have a full, and I'm like, well, have you been taking them? Like, it says to take it twice a day. And they're like, well, I just thought because I was feeling better, I didn't have to take it.
Mm,
So just like that education piece, and you know what I mean, like knowing
yeah.
that we made a difference in that one person, to me, honestly, means the world to me. Like, you know what I mean? You want to meet, reach people where they're at. You want to, just be able to educate people and to see, because sometimes people don't have family close by. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Especially the elderly. We get so caught up in our, lives and stuff. And then we want to make sure that we're there. And, that's where we're kind of helping with that gap, making sure that those seniors have their little pill boxes and just helping them with that. It's like something that is so important because they need to take those pills and they need to complete the pills and call in for the refill and make sure that they're following up with their primary care. So I think at Hope for All, we're on that preventative side. So we're trying to make sure that people are going to see their healthcare providers, educating them to see, make sure you get your yearly checkups. So many people don't even do that. And that's free on most people's insurance if you do your preventative care. You know what I mean? So it's just, trying to get that preventative care because having high blood pressure, that's like the silent killer. We've all seen people have strokes and we know someone who's had a stroke or, everyone, I'm pretty sure everyone knows someone in their family who has high blood pressure, who
Oh,
has diabetes. You know what I mean? So it's just like trying to educate people. And it's just the simplest thing, like us going into the community and taking people's blood pressures, educating them. What's a high blood pressure? What's a low blood pressure? How do you feel? Are you feeling headaches? You know what I mean? So just that preventative side, it can really make such a big difference and save someone. You know what I mean? If they're having headaches, hey, you need to see your healthcare provider.
hmm. And I agree with that because a lot of times now we're just like, well, we just been so busy. I feel a little off, but I think I'm just tired. Or, now we hear so much about diabetes. They're like, well, it's the norm, but it's not really the norm. That's not normal. That's not what we want, right, Theo? We don't know.
Yeah, no, no. Some of the risk factor can be modified. So they have modifiable risk factors. That would be your diet, also exercise. I mean, so people can do different things to kind of reverse that. So a lot of time people, as you mentioned, they get caught up. This is the norm. Everybody has it, but in reality, it's no norm. Yeah, so it's something that people need just to keep close eye to it. The key factor is they need to monitor what they're eating. So because basically what you eat, that's what you become. So people just need to really to monitor. That's why they also talk about eating in moderation. If you're one of these people who like to eat the processed food on a regular basis, maybe you need to cut back down. I will not tell people stop completely because I know that's very challenging, very hard. So I will not do that. But probably what people might think about doing is probably trying to modify, maybe trying to minimize that instead of eating in moderation. That's what I thought. That might be help. That's a small step. Small step sometimes is better than baby step. Take baby step. Eventually, when you're ready, then you take another step. So that probably is more success.
True, true. And that's what we always say too. Just start somewhere. Maybe, incorporate one thing, maybe, or even if you know, I know a lot of times when you're starting to exercise and things like this, people give you this whole regimen. You're like, whoa, I come from not exercising to you want me to do all this. So, we always say maybe just take a little walk around the block or walk around your
Mhm.
neighborhood, you know, 2 or 3 times a week.
In like 15 minutes a day, just
Yeah.
walking. It's so interesting. Like when I was talking to my mom, like my mom always made us after we ate dinner, we always had to go walk. Like my mother always walks. Like my mother walks literally. Even we go on cruises, we go on trips. Like after every meal, she's like, "Let's go walk around the boat." You know what I mean? We're always
Hmm.
walking, and she's like, you need to digest your food. Like you have to don't let it just sit there." So
Hmm.
even from an early age, I'm glad that she always like instilled that us in us, and just trying to continue that. Like just, take a walk. Like even if it's like you said, it's hard. It can be so intimidating. Like you see all this stuff on social media and these people, they're like doing these full body, like, core workouts. You're like, you know, this seems a little overwhelming.
Right.
Just even the walking 15 minutes a day, trying to get your steps in, and maybe park a little for like I even incorporated parking a little bit further away from,
Okay.
you know, from places.
Alan, do you see that, Alan? But keep talking, Vicky.
Oh, it's okay. Just, parking a little further away, maybe taking the stairs for like, a flight of stairs instead of taking the elevator. Just little things that we can incorporate. Drinking water. That is like the biggest thing, like trying to get your water intake in. Like that
Hmm.
is such a big thing that we try to like encourage people to drink water. And, when we are serving the community, we try to make sure that we're handing out waters, that we're giving healthier options.
Hmm.
Because, as Theo can probably tell you, like when we're out there, a lot of the times, what usually ends up happening is they just,
There's quite a lot of people in the homeless community who are getting compromised. They are diabetic, and you know, due to a circumstance that they are. So just any individual, just bring them and whatever they bring to them. But when we're out there, we assess those situations. We are talking to them and we ask them questions. We're trying to learn a little bit more about them and about also what type of disease they may have. Based on that, we're trying to customize the individual meal plan, and so we can better meet the need. Give them some healthy snack options and those type of things that we do.
yeah, try to give them like water and like sugar-free Gatorade. Sometimes when we come out there, we try to serve like spinach with, like, some chicken, or, trying to give them, healthier options like, peanut butter, some, diabetics so that they have better snacks, turkey sandwiches for later, because they don't have those resources. So just trying to help where we can, to educate them. Because a lot of the times they want to do better, but they just can't. You
Yeah.
know, we all want to do better. Like if we go to the store and we try to buy a salad's like $15. But you can go to the dollar menu. and you can get a whole meal for like $4.
Right,
But y'all
right,
won't make health. Y'all won't make a chicken sandwich 4 for 4. But y'all give us some fried chicken nuggets and fries.
right.
You
That
know,
is so true.
so just trying to make those little changes and encourage people. Like, that's definitely our mission to at Hope for All, to try to be more on the preventative side, trying to encourage people to drink water, and just make better, choices for themselves so that we can
Yeah.
live longer lives and be there for our families and our loved ones.
Yeah, because you're right. Because, especially if you have a family, you might have limited funds. So it's easier to go to those dollar menus to make sure everybody gets something, opposed to, if each meal is $15, that's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah, I
So,
definitely see people a lot more now, which it's so good to see. A lot more people are trying to grow their own vegetables. Like I see a lot of people on social media, like
yeah.
so that's always good. Not
And
just
I love to see those.
process, yeah, instead of all that process.
I love to see those community gardens too.
Hmm.
So Theo, I know one thing you guys are doing is the insulated cups. So what's the purpose behind giving those insulated cups, or
So
getting donations?
those are the program we started them this year. So we feel like there's a need. So when we out there helping our neighbors, I'm referring to our brother and sister in the homeless community. So basically, we see a lot of them there need something to drink, but unfortunately, do not have any cup, and they cannot carry the bottled water everywhere. Over time, there will be a hot, warm, so they can't eat anymore. So insulated cup basically will provide them. I mean, you give them a better options in terms of their water. Probably is not cup that will stay cooler for 12 hours plus, and they will be able to enjoy that water a little bit more. And they also will be able to prevent some of the sudden hospitalization because being in a heat and they don't have any place to protect themselves, they could get some heat exertion. And a lot of time that basically that will encourage them to drink a little bit more water. And also if they run off the water, they can go to a nearby area to fill the water is still fresh and cool for them to drink it. Because if the water is too warm, most likely they're not going to drink that. So we feel like that was a better option versus just give them a bottle and over time, as I mentioned earlier, that will turn into very hot water. So a lot of people will not enjoy that kind of hot water. But that want to give them better options to put some ice for them or whatever. That will keep the water a little bit colder, and they're probably going to be encouraged to drink more. So that's the purpose of that.
Yeah, I like that. And a lot of times, even if they would go to a restaurant and they might give them one of those cups, cups are easy from the restaurants are easily get a hole or something like that. And so, their water's gone. So even if somebody would allow them to refill your insulated cups, that's awesome because they're less likely to get damaged. So I thought that was very good. And so I'm definitely going to put the link for the donations. And so, what are you asking people to do? Just donate any amount, or
Basically, when it comes to donation, we don't addicted what people should give. So people should give in the bottom of their heart. So when you start dictating how much you should give, we know those cup cost us money. So to be exact in the beginning, we are a very small nonprofit, and we are depending on the donations. Also, board member, they're grateful to donate our own money towards the cause as well. So just I want to make sure you put them out there. So we are working individual, so we do not get paid for doing the job that we do. I work for Atrium. You can ask anybody from Atrium Healthcare; they will tell you I work so many hours. I work sometimes 50 hours a week in order to feed my family and myself. But I also some of the money also donate for nonprofit because I believe what we're doing is a critical, and this is also legacy for me. It's not just something that I do that because of doing it, but this is the way I would like to be remembered. They can forget about everything else that I have done, but I just want to remember this is was a community leader. This is was the guy who was a very fearless, go above and behind to make sure our community better. So that's the way I would like to be remembered.
oh, awesome. And Vicky, were you going to say something?
Oh,
'Cause I know you have an event coming up on Wednesday.
Those are example of the cups. If you
Oh yeah.
want to show you, as you can see, those are the Allowance editions. So it's a free delivery. If you want the Charlotte, I'll be more happy to deliver it myself. We don't mind to do that. So we have a quite a few for people like these type of cups. There's an option here.
Awesome. Yeah, show us all you got there.
And
Mhm.
then this one more here, you can see the dosage option right there. People
Okay.
like to exercise, that might be able to help you. So it's a pretty reasonable pricing here.
Okay. Awesome. And so your donation page is on Facebook, correct? Or
Mhm.
can they go to your website?
They can go to the website. They can go to Facebook or on Instagram.
Yeah.
Overall, HFA of Charlotte. So,
Okay. So listen, Hope for All of Charlotte. Just Google that, and they should come up on all platforms. So definitely, donate because I just think when we have these conversations, it reminds because a lot of times we just think we forget. We don't see people. If they're not in our community, we forget. We know they're there; it's in the back of our mind, but we forget. And then sometimes we think, well, how can I help? I mean, I'm just one person. I can't, recover a whole community. But sometimes we forget it's the small things that we do that add up. This is a simple thing that, a homeless person could get, and it could really change their life. Could remind them of the generosity of people and the hope that's out there in the world, right?
hmm I think definitely every experience is always something different every time you go out there. And, we always think that, homeless people are people that are living on the streets. Like they're not living on the streets. A lot of them are living with family members that they just can't afford to have their own place. A lot of them are living in their cars. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean that they're, sleeping literally on the street. There's a lot of people that, with rent going so high and the cost of living, we see a lot of like families. We see people who are working. Like we see working people who just are really having a hard time with just paying bills and, you know, just it's just really hard. I mean, it's definitely this year they're saying that, housing is definitely at its, peak. Like it's just they're building so much and it's like a lot more people are homeless nowadays, and a lot more people are living with family members and they're displaced. You know what I mean? I mean, if you look at Charlotte's, the school system, a lot of these children are coming from like shelters or they're coming from grandparents' house. They're being bussed in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely grown in Charlotte. The homeless community has definitely grown a lot bigger over the past year. So just, just seeing that we serve that and we see young families, we see children, we see teenagers. So you just, but the littlest things, make a big difference for them. They're happy to get, a hot meal. You know what I mean? Like food is so expensive.
Right.
A lot of them come out for just a meal. It's not like I said, it doesn't mean that they're living on the streets. I don't want people to think that every person is on the street. That's not true. We need to help ourselves. A lot of us have probably a friend that's going through something,
Mm-hmm.
or might know someone that they can be a blessing to. And it all starts there. Like what I mean? Just giving to organizations that help. We help, we have our back to school. We give, we go to the apartment buildings, in underserved communities or, where we feel like there's a greater need and try to give out notebooks and pencils. Like you don't realize those things that help a child succeed. Where we may think a person, like, what do you mean they need pencils? Yeah, they need pencils. They need folders. They need, notebooks. I mean, just the cost of living has increased so much. I can only imagine. I had to raise two sons on my own. Um, so I can only imagine, like, raising children and raising families now. So,
Right. And I definitely wanted to add that because, and you said it, but a lot of the homeless people are not jobless.
they're not.
They are working, but look at the cost of living. Look at the prices of uh, of the wages that people are making.
Yeah. Wages are
Cost
not
of living
going
is
up as
going up.
quickly as hot, like cost of living.
Exactly.
Like I need them to be going together at the same, at the same rate. So
And at least be right there on your tail. I mean, but it's not happening like that, and we forget that. But this is a really good conversation. This is an awesome organization, and on Wednesday, you're going to be giving out hygiene
mhm.
products.
Yeah, on Wednesday we're going to be giving hygiene. So we are partner with another organization coming from Washington D.C. It's called the American Staffing. They're going to be having the annual conference room here. They're going to have a conference in Charlotte Convention Center. So they will be next week. So they reach out to us. We're going to be a partner with them to donate those items.
They're donating some hygiene products for us. So we're super excited about that, being a part of that, and that they wanted to partner with us so that we can distribute them.
Yeah.
We all know that we want to stay clean, we want to stay hygiene on point so that we don't get infections, so that so we're excited about that. On Wednesday evening, we'll be out there at 5 o'clock uptown handing those out.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, Theo and Vicky, stay with us. We're going to take just a small break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more things that Hope for All has going on. Maybe there may be some areas where you guys need some help and you want to talk to the audience that's listening and say, let us know what you need help with. And then, we'll just talk about a few more things. So stay with us and we'll be right back.
Fantastic.
Your girl Latoya Toya brand. I'm here to introduce my holistic company, Sea of Things, located in Atlanta, Georgia. We sell sea moss gel, seaweed, dry herbs, and all natural fruit juices. We can be reached online at seaofthings.square.site. We also ship nationwide. We can be reached on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter under Sea of Things.
All right, so you saw two commercials there. First one was Hope for All out there in the community doing what they do. And the second one was Sea of Things, where she has a holistic company and she does juicing, sea moss, different things like that. Because even like sea moss, it has so many different benefits. And so she does sea moss gels, capsules. She's doing a lot of things. So I'll tag her in the description of this video. So you can always go to her website and see what else she has to offer. And so we've been talking with Theo and Vicky of Hope for All of Charlotte. And so I'm excited about all the different things that they have going on. But Theo, maybe there's some, areas for the organization where maybe you're looking for partnership, maybe support. What are some of those areas?
Partnership is always open because this nonprofit is not really per se my nonprofit. It's a public nonprofit. I just want to make clear people to know. Even though I am a funder, but I don't own this. So the public own this. So I am a public servant, if you will. So I just happen to be here to manage it. So while we are need, we always open for partnership. Anybody, you don't have to be a big organization, even if it's small. You have any idea, any event in a month, just let us know. We don't mind. It's not about me. It's not about Vicky. It's by the community. If the things does make sense to benefit the community, yes. We don't do too much to benefit the public. Or we don't we do things to benefit the public. But if something that would benefit individual, then there'll be a little bit issues because we are a public entity, so we want to do something to promote health and also benefit the public. If something that they want somebody reach out to us, but that will benefit them solely, that might be some issues. That's something that we probably will not participate. It have to be something that will align with what we do, health, promoting community. Yes, we don't charge. We can go to do it. Or if somebody have some private event, they're looking for medics. We have a nurse. We can be the medic for that event. But that particular thing, that would be probably a little bit of the donation for us to participate. But if it's solely for public, it's definitely for free. So We're looking for partnership. If somebody's interested, they can reach out to us. We're also looking for some of the people retired. They probably have some skill. They would like to participate. Could be a grant writers if you're out there. So please reach out to us. Or if you're an event coordinator, you like to donate your time to a nonprofit, we will be welcome to have you. Any skill that you have that will be able to enhance our community. So we are pretty much hoping we are looking for those people. So we are looking for more members. If you're out there, you're interested in joining our team, yeah, please give us a call or reach us to our Facebook and we'll talk to you.
Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Definitely. Listen, we all need some help and some support along the way, and even, like you said, if there's somebody having an event and they just want you to come be a vendor and set up and tell more about your organization. So, let's be more, community oriented and helping, because everything that we do, like Theo said, is helping the community. Because a lot of people some people just need encouragement, they just need to know that somebody's out there, somebody is advocating. And so you may not need Theo or Vicky's help right now, but maybe in the future something will happen and you'll remember, oh, there's Theo, there's Vicky, there's Hope for All, there's an organization. So I think that's why, these interviews, these conversations are so important, don't you think, Vicky?
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely important. We can build each other up. We do more as a community if we help each other and we collaborate with each other than us all trying to go out there and do things, individually. Like we can reach more masses, like being on this show. Like, I'm glad that you've always been such a great supporter of us. And I really just want to say thank you. I really do appreciate it. Um, and putting people together, like seeing your show, like I can always go back and look at your shows and see the people that you kind of I'm like, okay, I might know someone that you're putting people together, and I love that that's your calling, and you've been able to do that with your platform. You just never know who you're helping, and you can always like message us on Facebook. You can always DM us on like Instagram if you have a question. Some people, just are more private. They might have a need, and sometimes you just need someone to talk to. You might have a question, and we're always open to that. Like if you have a health question or you want us to come, to a facility or, like a senior building, or maybe talk to your grandparents or talk to, some elderly people that live alone that might need some help. Like it's scary reaching out. You know what I mean? When you're not sure and just not sure who to trust. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of like scammers out there. There's a lot of people that, you know what I mean, that say they'll help you. So at least knowing that we are a nonprofit, a 501c, like tax deductible. So make sure, if you donate, it is definitely a write-off. We are, a nonprofit. So, but at least knowing that it's going back into the community, it definitely makes me feel good. And knowing that I can be a part of something that I know where I see the difference that it's making. So, and trying to be as impactful as we can. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, businesses, it's getting end of the year. If you got some
Just get
money.
every year donations. People, like they want to give back. They just don't know where.
Where or how.
You just never know. Like, I feel like everyone knows someone with diabetes. Someone knows someone with high blood pressure. Like that's what we're on the preventative side. Sometimes you need that why, and you wonder what connects people. You know what I mean? And me knowing people who have both of those diseases and knowing that in my community it's very prevalent, like it just motivates me to want to help them because I don't want to keep seeing them again and again in the hospital. I don't want the hospital making all this money off of my people. I want
Amen.
to be, you know,
Right.
to be healthy. So I want to advocate for them and I want them to, make sure that they take care of themselves and that they have all the knowledge and all the education that they need, in front of them.
And I think it's cool, even to what you were saying, that if you have somebody that maybe is kind of nervous about even talking to their doctor, but they want to talk to somebody else or get a second opinion, but they're like, that's not. People used to do that a lot, but people don't do that as much anymore, and it's because there's a cost to it. You guys could be that second opinion.
Some
But this.
questions, help you with some questions, brainstorm. Like, what should I be asking? Like,
Mhm. And Theo, even what Vicky was talking about earlier, like even before you go to the doctor, why is it important every time something that's happening at home, you feel a little lightheaded or whatever, that you should write it down and then take that list to your doctor?
It's important because, as you know, a lot of many doctors they overbook, and they have a specific time to work with you. So when you go out there, it'd be best to have some questions. Then you can ask them very specific questions to issues. They can answer them accordingly. Because if you don't do that, then some of your questions might not be able to answer. They are very book and they are focused on specific things. So it'd be better always to write it down. If you know you have the blood pressure issues, so it might be better to develop a system. Either write down your blood pressure in a book. When you go out there, you can show the doctor the trend. If
Mm-hmm.
you're diabetic, I would suggest do the same way every morning or every night or however you do it. Just make sure you write them in a book. When you go out there, you show the doctor, they can see the trend. Based on that, they can test your medication accordingly. Because if you do not do it, they're going to check one blood pressure there. Based on that, that's why they're going to base your medications, which is not the best. But it's not effort, it's not the best. But people really should be taking ownership of your health, to my understanding. A lot of time we take ownership of a lot of stuff that we do here. We have a time to go out there dance. We have a time to go to the party or some of the events. People prepare them month in advance to buy expensive clothes, expensive jewels to go out there to show. But when it comes to our health, we don't really put effort to it. So that's why health for coming in to kind of remind you your health is very important asset that you have. Let's work together. Let's do this. That's why we're coming in. So it's very, very important. If your health is where it needs to be, you'll be able to accomplish many things. But if your health is not where it needs to be, that's why you're going to be facing a lot of challenges in life. You will not be able to spend time with your family. You'll be in and out in the hospital because some of this stuff will be prevented. If I'll give you an example, that was probably 6 months ago. There was a lady that we saved her life. She has been having a lot of issues with a lightheadedness, dizziness, and low vision, but she did not think about to go to the doctor. I think partially because she did not have an insurance. The event, we screen her blood pressure, we check her super high, so we recommended her that she need to seek medical attention immediately. So luckily she was in there, so that prevented her from being for stroked out. So those are the things that we do. It's a simple thing, but we do in our community, and we don't treat. We need to make clear we are nurses, so we are screening, and we give you a recommendation to seek a medical doctor immediately. Because I can't diagnose with somebody. I just want to make that clear. We do not diagnose any patients. When you come to a screening, you have to sign a consent, meaning that we are going to screen you for the blood pressure, but we're not going to treat you because we're not a medical doctor. We have to send you to the hospital to get treated.
Awesome, awesome. And that's good to know. Gotta keep yourself covered as well. You're definitely out there to bring the awareness, but we, after we get the information, we have to be responsible with it, right? We have to do our follow up and our due diligence. So, I appreciate what you're doing, and at least giving us, you know, a direction and a path. So great job.
Thank
So
you.
I know you also have a gala coming up at the end of
Yes.
the
We
year.
are so excited. I'm so excited that we're having it again finally after COVID.
Right.
We are so excited. December 2nd at the Acopian Hall. It's going to be a great event. It's, a semi formal. You get to get dressed up, for a great cause. It's going to be food, dancing, entertainment, a fashion show. Anyone who's been to our galas in the past has always had a great time. We
Hmm.
try to give people that individual experience so that people feel like they're very welcome. Because I know sometimes I go places and I feel like no one talks to me. No one comes, like, you're just like there, you buy a ticket and you're like, I just spent all this money and I didn't even meet anybody. But I feel
Right.
like we try to do we do a really good job of making you feel welcome from when you walk in through that door. We seat you, we come around, we talk to you, we try to, sit people together to make those connections.
Mhm.
We give out awards. We just trying to make those connections, and it's for a great cause. Like, I'm so excited about this. You want to talk some more?
Yeah, so it looks like tickets $100, but I think some people kind of react to that a little bit. To my understanding, I've seen some of the gala that they are performing here for Great Coast as well. That costs way more than that. And they don't give you as nearly what we provide. For a gala, including Congolese cuisine, which is expensive, so they're going to give you a pretty good side of meal. You can go back to get the second plate if you like. And they also be including a drink, and there also be included, of course, fashion show. There also going to be art exhibitions.
Have vendors.
There'll be a vendor involved there, so there'll be a dancing. People trying to get you to see the dance. There'll be a photograph around. They might take you one personal picture if you like, as we've been doing if you look at it. And really, it's kind of different atmosphere there. So there will be also art exhibition, of course. People will see that. We do a raffle there, and we do quite a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, it's a really great experience, and I think we are providing a little bit more than many other gala that I have supported or have attended to support them. But we're providing really more with your back, with your money.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah. I agree. I think it was 2019. It was at the masquerade.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I was there at the masquerade for
Mhm.
2019, before everything started happening, and everything they have said is true. The food was awesome, the atmosphere is good. They come around, talk. They have different photo places where you can take pictures together, or selfies, and so everything that they're saying is going to be offered or be there. It will be there, and it was just a great time. There was dancing, a lot of laughing. So like you said, $100. People were there like $100, but like you said,
Yeah,
if
the cost of stuff has went up. It is at a nice, venue. People don't think
yeah,
this,
it is
but we definitely give you a great experience. You're getting a full meal. You're not getting hors d'oeuvres. You're not
right,
just getting some little meatballs and a little, we're really trying to give you that full experience.
Yeah,
And
dessert.
you're going to get a dessert. I mean, for that. And this is, our biggest fundraiser. So this fundraiser kind of helps us out throughout the year.
right,
It's very hard. And but yeah, it's the end of the year. It's around, it's in December. I mean, it's just a great time to get people together, have some fellowship, meet some new people, and just dance and have a good time. Like I've gotten nothing but great feedback before. So I'm really excited because people have been asking, like, when are you guys going to do it again? And I think with COVID, we were just a little nervous,
okay,
because it was just, we didn't want to put so many people together. But we're excited about this one, December 2nd. We are so excited. Like it's a new place, so it'll be in South Park. So it's a really nice venue. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this.
The
yeah,
ticket has been in sale already. It's out there,
Yes.
and I would like to thank for my colleague from Atrium. So they've been so supportive. So our ticket's going really fast, and many Atrium members, doctors, nurses, they're understanding the value and they're
Exactly.
understanding what we do in the community. They've been buying a lot of tickets so far. So which probably we might have maybe about 30 tickets left. So
So we're doing really
they've
good.
been doing
So
well on
buy
this.
your
I was very
tickets.
surprised. So we are doing well in terms of the ticket sales.
And then you can buy them on Eventbrite. We have the link on Facebook. I'll put the link on our Instagram. I'll put it in our profile so that people can also get that link there. But
okay,
really excited about this. This is definitely it could definitely be a night to remember. I feel like I always remember every gala, and I always have different, memories from it, and I meet different people, and I
right,
see different connections happening, which always makes me feel good. Like, wow, I meet different people from other organizations that come out to support, and just other people that want to help us out. We're always looking for volunteers. We'll need volunteers for this event. So if anyone has anyone that wants to volunteer or knows someone, please reach out to us, send us a message. We would love to have them. We
yeah,
definitely need some volunteers for the gala. So
There's also
also,
vending opportunities only for 150. We also have the sponsorship level as well upon the request. Then we discuss more about that. So they're going to be definitely great places. There's many healthcare providers that will be there, which I think that probably a lot of many professional people are going to be out there. So that would be a good environment for network and really
yeah.
to creating some long-lasting memory there.
So it's a lot of good things happening on December 2nd. And again, but the major thing is we remember that it's benefiting the community.
Exactly.
That money is going to help somebody, along the way. And so let that be your Christmas gift to Hope for All, or to your
Exactly.
community, that ticket price, and bring some friends with you. So
They
Yeah.
also can see it as a form of donation. You donate, we give you a ticket. So if you think you need a receipt for your tax write-up, we can actually give you a receipt as well to say that you donate $100 for a ticket. Here's a receipt. You can use them for tax purposes as well. So basically, that's what it is to us.
awesome, awesome. I think it's awesome. Well, it is Spanish.
Hispanic
Now,
Heritage Month.
thank you. I like to get it in the right order, but so we have one more commercial, and this is from my friend Daisy. She is an awesome caterer. She does empanadas and different things, and so
Hmm.
she is in New York, and so her reach is limited. But listen, if you ever go to that area, if you know a friend,
Yeah, we know
definitely
people in New York. I'm excited about seeing this.
listen. And so you can
That's some
go
of
to
my family.
her website daisiesfood.com, but I'll again tag her in the description of this video. So this is our last break, and then we'll be back with more with Vicky and Theo.
Fantastic.
So the name of her company is Margaritas Empanadas. She does empanadas, but then she also sells the fillings because the fillings can go on different meats and things like that. So reach out daisiesfood.com, but I'll definitely tag her in the description of this
Mm,
video.
yummy, yummy.
Listen, it's embarrassing how we ate those empanadas, but we had a good time that day.
Originally from New York? Are you from New York or like?
No, I have family and friends up there,
Oh,
but I'm from here.
okay.
Yeah, we try to go up every year. So,
Well,
but I met Daisy maybe it'll probably be a year and a half now. At an event, and see, just like that, I met her at an event. We still stay in contact. She's been on the show, so it's been a great experience. So, again, go out to network, go out just to meet people, go out to, be able to end your year well at the gala, just to, be thankful for how God has blessed you along the year, and whatever you can do. Because a lot of times I said, I have friends that I want to do something, I want to give, but I don't really know. And like you said, Vicky, I don't know if I give my money to this organization, what they're really doing with it. But I think with Hope for All, you can follow their path. You see
mhm.
where your money's
And
going.
at least you get a night out. You're getting some steps in. You're getting some dancing in. Like, it's hard nowadays. A lot of people don't want to go to a club. They don't want to go. It's harder to find places where people feel safe
Mhm.
and they feel like it's a good environment. So why not come to our gala and have a good time? Like you can't beat that. Good music, good food, good fellowship, just around people who share similar interests, who want to have a good time and who want
Right.
to give back. Like, that's always amazing to me, like to see those connections and, just to have that support. It means a lot to me. So I hope that my friends will come out, my family, to have that support from my community to stand behind us and know that, we're trying to give back and that they support us. That's like it means a lot to me. I want to make sure that I reach as many people as I can.
Yeah. And then you got to see Theo dance. You got to see it. It's what somebody made.
Absolutely. So the term Congolese move, we're going to
Hmm.
be teaching you. So it's a very
He's gonna be
fantastic.
teaching some
So a
moves
lot of
out
people
there.
love that. So we are willing to go out there to really teach that movement. So it's part of the future dance is going to be there. So it's a good opportunity. I'm seeing a lot of people been seeing a lot of my music on YouTube. And now, as you know, African
Yeah,
beats,
Afro beats is
Afrobeats
big.
is dominated. So pretty much on this event, there will be a mixture. So basically, Afrobeats is going to be introduced to some of the people. You can enjoy exchange. And also, if any music that you like, that's a beauty about event. You can request to DJ. You don't have to. You can go to the DJ. I would like to hear this music. They'll play that for you. That's what it's all about. It's pretty much it's a friendly event environment, and we welcome everybody.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
awesome. Well, I can't believe our hour is almost gone. This has been an awesome conversation. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing in the community. I love to see your posts. I tell everybody that I'm not always boots on the ground because there's so many of y'all doing stuff, and I think it's awesome. But I may not get to every event, but every time I can have a conversation, every time I can share your flyer, every time I can invite somebody to an event, I feel like I'm participating. So definitely keep me posted on everything. I've been telling them that making connection is, partnering with Hope for All of Charlotte to do more, getting the word out about everything you guys have going on. So wherever you need us, just let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for bridging that gap. Like getting
Mhm.
people together. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, so it's very important for people out there to really start helping some of the small nonprofits. As you know, small nonprofit doesn't really get that much donations, and a
Mhm.
lot of time we are focused only donate to some of the big nonprofits. So if you don't mind, you can donate. But in reality, the small nonprofits they really are getting on the ground and they make some positive impact as well. And the work is being shown. And many people in small profit they don't get paid out of your money. So sometimes we need to think in terms of that to help your local small nonprofits while you actually see where your money going. Versus a lot of time, I'm not knocking out some of the big nonprofits, but we have many things. Sometimes people might do things, but in reality, sometimes you don't really see where your money is going. But for small nonprofits such as us, you can see where your money is going. You can be part of this. We can show you all the records and where your money is going. We don't get paid for what we're doing here. That's why we work every day to Atrium to support the family. Yeah.
Awesome. And are you going to be giving away blankets and things like that again this year?
We
Yeah.
definitely
The
will be.
blankets will be coming probably towards December. That will be after a gala. We are definitely going to be giving some warm blankets and those type of things. So we are preparing that as we speak. In fact, some of the money from a gala that will help us to go ahead to purchase many blankets to be donated to the people. And of course, a lot of those people are going to need some coffee, some tea, and those things to keep them kind of warm. So we're going to be providing as well. If you remember last year, we give blanket. We also give the flashlight.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so.
Flashlights and hand warmers and
Mhm.
Also, too, that
and
we
the
get.
first aid kits. That has been really going well for us. I just want to make sure I say thank you to everyone who has donated for that, for making sure that people have gauze, tape. I mean, because we come across a lot of people, who, are on the people that are on the streets that have like wounds, and you want to
Mhm.
be able to like give them something to cover that with until they can get it seen by someone.
Yeah.
That has been a really big thing for us. Like it's definitely been rewarding to like be able to put those together and give those out in the community.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Vicky, I want you to tell everybody again how they can follow you, your website, all that stuff. I know it's been up on the screen, but tell them how they can follow
Yeah,
you. And
definitely.
then, Theo, you can end it with your last thoughts, whether you want to give a piece of advice or a poem, whatever your last thoughts will be for the day. So, Vicky?
So definitely go follow us on Facebook. We're Hope for All HFA of Charlotte, and we're hopeforallcharlotte.org. We're also on Instagram, Hope for All HFA of Charlotte. So follow us on all our platforms. You can always DM us. One of us will reach back out to you. Um, yeah, that's how you can reach us.
We just want to make sure we are super approachable, so we don't mind. So we are there to help. If anybody have any questions related medical and they want such a directions, I'll be more happy to help you. with whatever we need to do, whether to refer to Atrium. But I think Atrium is pretty good company, not because I work from Atrium, but Atrium definitely they're doing a lot of stuff in the community. In fact, I have some events that I partner with them, but they really make a big impact. And they're always looking for partnership, whether you're a big or small company. Atrium is always there to support that. So I'm glad that I'm also Atrium employee. Also, last note, if you are a nurse or nursing aide, you're looking any job with Atrium, you can also reach out to all four of Charlotte. We should be able to help you to get a job much faster. So just keep in mind that if you're looking to work for Atrium, any position, reach out to all four. We'll get you a job right away there.
Awesome. Hey, that's a plus right there. Awesome. Listen, they can help in so many areas. You need to partner with Hope for All of Charlotte. That's all I can say. And so, thank you guys again for being on the show. Uh-oh, what happened? Thank you guys for being on the show. I appreciate everything you do in the community. Again, you guys know that we are making connections with Allie. We are here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. We also do replays on Thursdays because we have such good content, and sometimes, we know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, this is the time to go be checked out, do your self care, do your self checks, and anything that you notice. I mean, if it's questionable, please reach out to your doctors. So, there's different shows around that coming up. So, I'm excited about those conversations as well. Follow us on Facebook. Listen, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I think we can make that happen. So let's get to 1,000 followers. And the reason that is for me is because I think we have great conversations. And I think, of course, with Facebook's algorithm, when you reach that thousand, they send your content to more broad. And these conversations are so necessary. I want more people to be able to hear them, more people to get this information, and more people to be encouraged about living life well. And so that's who we are. Make sure you're following us. And Vicky and Theo, I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you again for being
Okay.
on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you
so,
everyone for watching too.
yes. So
Bye.
I'll get these links to you. We'll update the description of the videos or everything. And listen, as always, until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.